We are asked to show that the inequality 1 is less than or equal to the square root of 1 plus x cubed is less than or equal to 1 plus x cubed is true. This is part A. Prove this inequality. First, we want to show the left inequality, that 1 is less than or equal to the square root of 1 plus x cubed, for non-negative x. Well, clearly, 1 is less than or equal to 1 plus x cubed. This is because x cubed is greater than or equal to 0 in this case. And therefore, it follows that 1, which is the same as the square root of 1, is less than or equal to the square root of 1 plus x cubed, at least for x cubed, x greater than or equal to 0. Now,
we know a lot of guys don't have partners.
Yeah.
I mean, actually,
there's no shame in that.
No one who listens to this show has a partner.
Yeah.
Since 1 plus x cubed is greater than or equal to 1, it follows that the square root of 1 plus x cubed is greater than or equal to 1.
You'd never dream of calling that to her face. But I would call her that. But I would take a slide.
I think I have turf toe.
What is turf toe?
I don't know. My toe hurts.
Now,
so I've heard turf toe. Yeah, I think it's from turf.
Chew it and do it.
We know that if a number is greater than or equal to 1, then that number is going to be less than or equal to its square. Therefore, it follows that the square root of 1 plus x cubed, because 1 plus x cubed is greater than or equal to 1, well, this has to be less than or equal to the square root of 1 plus x cubed squared, which is the same as 1 plus x cubed. So combining these statements, it follows that for x greater than or equal to 0, 1 is less than or equal to the square root of 1 plus x cubed, which is less than or equal to 1 plus x cubed.
It has been checked.
That's how it works. We got that weird Asian guy checking his attitude.
Then in part B,
That guy rules. I hate that guy.
He's gone.
Excuse me. Can I see your ID, sir? Please?
He hasn't been there the last.
My favorite part is can I see your ID, please, sir?
And I'm like, I'm on the show, and he's like, oh, okay.
we're asked to prove the inequality that
part is where he just sits in his car and like this.
1 is less than or equal to the integral from 0 to 1 of the square root of 1 plus x cubed dx, which is less than or equal to 1.25. So we're going to use the inequality from part A. In particular, we'll use the comparison property of definite integrals. So from part A, we have that 1 is less than or equal to the square root of 1 plus x cubed, which is less than or equal to 1 plus x cubed. This was valid for all non-negative x, but it's also true, in particular, for x between 0 and 1.
There you go. We should cosplay for that Blade screen.
And therefore, by the comparison property, we have that the integral from 0 to 1 of 1 dx is going to be less than or equal to the integral from 0 to 1 of the square root of 1 plus x cubed dx, which is less than or equal to the integral from 0 to 1 of 1 plus x cubed.
Well, it's weird because Black Nerd
dx,
has bled into
and evaluating these integrals.
I think literally only you think that.
Well, this is
NBA players that are like, I love Dragon
taking
Ball Z,
antiderivatives x from 0 to 1 is less than or equal to the integral from 0 to 1 of the square root of 1 plus x cubed dx, which is less than or equal to x plus 1/4 x to the 4th from 0 to 1. And now evaluating these expressions, we get that 1 is less than or equal to the integral from 0 to 1 of the square root of 1 plus x cubed dx, which is less than or equal to, and this is 1 plus 1/4 or 1 plus 0.25, which is 1.25. So we get the inequality 1 is less than or equal to the integral from 0 to 1 of the square root of 1 plus x cubed dx, which is less than or equal to 1.25.
Small land.
In this way, we get an approximation for this integral, for which it is not easy to find the exact value.